had a chance to tour with her during her delegate run in 2008 and 9. That's when I got to know her. And that's when I realized that not only was she compassionate and just wonderful and very funny, most people don't know that, but that she's very strong, and that she was pained during that time about the fact that others wanted her position and wouldn't give her a chance to lead after waiting for, I think it was 14 years, for the former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson to complete his prime ministership. During that time, my time with her, which was mostly during her, her delegate, her fight to remain as leader of the party, I recognized that earlier on, and I told her that her struggle really came from the private sector, and it came from certain areas that was hell-bent on removing her. Reason being that Jamaica is really more like a plantocracy, or they call it oligarchy. And when you have that level of power in control by a few people, and those few people have major influence or sometimes outright owns the media, and here's a woman that's coming out to say that she loves the poor, which is a code word for justice, then after what they went through with Michael Manley in the 70s, they were hell-bent that they were not going to allow an independent thinking prime minister that loved the poor to reign supreme. She had it rough, and the media was, lambasted her throughout her prime ministership, and she had it hard. But she, kept up being strong. Grace was always there, and her strength was intact. And so she, roared on as a lioness that she is and the queen that she is. And for that, we're eternally grateful for the example that she has set, especially for young women in Jamaica, but for all Jamaicans, especially those that have come from the country or from rural or from poor backgrounds, that if she can accomplish being prime minister and being leader of the People's National Party for so long and being in politics for over 40 years, then anybody can accomplish what they will. What I would say is that I would like for, Jamaicans in particular to understand the plantocracy of Jamaica, and why she was so opposed. Portia Simpson Miller is an example of when the powers that be get together to remove you from power, they will stop at nothing, and they use the media to do that. So once you become outspoken and strong, if you make a mistake or if you are erroneously charged, then the media will come at you with every vigor that they can, because they want to remove strong people who are not controlled. And Portia Simpson Miller was one of those persons that was not controlled by anyone. They couldn't buy her, they couldn't influence her. And so they ultimately used the media, wore her down, and convinced the persons that it was her time to step down. It was not. I would say to Portia Simpson Miller to enjoy life. Most people don't know the wonderful relationship she has with Errol Miller, her husband. They have a wonderful relationship from what I've seen. And she should enjoy her life, but she should be strong, she should be vigilant, and she should continue to serve in whatever capacity as no longer Prime Minister, but now as our Queen. She should continue to be strong and fight for justice for women and for the poor of Jamaica.
You can compare her with other leaders. When Jamaica has achieved on the anywhere in the sporting arena, and you look at her face, she is beaming with love and the pride.
Right.
You don't have to ask. This woman loves sports, and she loves her country, and she's going to see that sports stays alive.
And she is as fit as a fiddle. Let me tell you, a lot of these young politicians have nothing on Portia.
You see her bouncing around the place, running and leaving the security.
Let me tell you, this whole thing about
her age
is a smoke screen. Is a smoke screen.
She can outrun all of them.
Time will tell. My mom always told me that time is the master.
Of course.
And time will tell.
I believe the masses are with her. I believe that unlike a Trump, for instance, who couldn't care less what the media says, and he has won the election, and he still has mass support, Portia has even more mass support. But if you believe the media, you will believe that you know, it was time for her to step down. I don't believe it was time for her to step down. She should have continued. I don't think anyone can truly force Portia Simpson Miller out of the position. I believe that she was influenced out of the position, and she believed that maybe it was time. And for her, personally, maybe it was. But political-wise, it certainly wasn't the time.